Hey, we here. Welcome to another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts. And if you don't know by now, shame on you. But yep, I'm still gonna let you guys know about the ELDT. It's still a lot of confusion about it. Not really from our end, but from really, DOT, not DOT, but DMVs. They still kind of getting their legs about them. Y'all work with them. Be patient. But we getting calls back. This ain't happening. That ain't happening. Thing about it is, they didn't have any information until it hit. So they working their way through it. See, I've been on this. I was on this for. I started talking about it for a whole 8 months, 7 months, right? It just dropped in on them. But, that commercial is real. Everything is legit. And we doing our thing. And tonight we have, and we transport in the building, Superriogrande and Lyfe. And I'm just waiting for them to come in. Until then, me, I can talk to myself. You know what I'm saying? Shake my own hand. But don't answer yourself, right? Yeah, just don't answer yourself. Right. So, just trying to understand. I mean, the ATAs are coming up. If you don't know what that is, that's American Trucking Association's truck driving championships. And yeah, most companies are in it. Most of I know FedEx, Old Dominion, R&L, AAA. They put drivers in it every year. Then you have some independents that come in. They have several categories: tankers, doubles, triples, freight, flatbed, single tandem, double tandem, sleeper, and it's just it's a skills course. And that ain't the hardest part. The hardest part is the knowledge, right? The hardest part is the knowledge. Getting in there and sitting down and putting your brain to work. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing, right? So, that's what it is. That's what it is. That is what it is. So, yeah, man. We coming in and we trying to do our thing. Yo, what up, Oliver? What's happening? What's up, Oliver, man? Good to see you, bro. Oliver Green Apartments. What's happening? Good to see you, brother. We just waiting on our guests to get in. And until then, you know me, I got topics on deck. You know what I mean? And, I ain't never short on breath. What up, Super Mario? What's up, baby? Super Rio, what's happening, baby? I'm coming at you in a minute. Let me get in. Say what's up to the people. I got my guy in the background. And like I said, we just gonna oh, you going on the road tomorrow, man? Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Hey, I'm gonna drop the link, man, after we get in with Superriogrande, and if you got any questions, if you just wanna get some advice from us, all of that kind of stuff, you're more than welcome. If you still, I'm gonna drop the link as soon as we get through chopping it up. So stay in there, bro, and even if you got a question to us, man, put it in the chat and I'll ask them. So without no further ado, man, I'm not going to hold this up any longer because I can talk long. I can go long. Oh, we got both of them in, baby. That's what's up, baby. We got both of them in. So without any further ado, bro, I'm going to bring those guys up. Let me bring those guys up right now. There we go. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's happening?
Was
What's happening?
was was
Sound
happening,
check.
man?
What's good with y'all?
Nothing
Man,
much.
not a
Sound.
whole lot. How everything doing?
Ah, man, we just over here still trying to drop this game, drop this knowledge for these new truckers, man, and try to help them get on the right road. You know what I'm saying? Whether they drop in today or they listen to this rebroadcast, man. That's all we do over here, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. Can you hear me good, bro?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we good, man. We good. Well, man, shoot, we on your show. You the boss, man. You tell us where you want it to go, man. Send us a rate come. We're gonna run it.
Ah, set up the Raycon, huh? Let's go. Let's go with it then. Let's do it then. Say, check this out, man. These are my guests, Super Rio Grande and Jet Life. They are Transport LLC. We transport. They in the building, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to you. Whoever want to go
Just like
first.
you go first, bro.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jet Life. I am the driver slash owner of Transport.
I'm Super Rio Grande. I am a co-owner of Transport LLC. We do have a solid partner that remains silent due to his wishes, but we are a three-headed monster. And like I said, we just to put this out here, we are no experts. Hey, we're going through the same thing everybody else is going through. It's just, we're trying to pass on knowledge to help each other out. Each one teach one. So
Yes, sir. That's what my podcast is all about, baby. That's what it's all about. I'm not an expert at nothing. I got enough experience to get you over the hump, though. Right?
I like it. I like it.
Right?
Absolutely.
I got enough experience to get
I'm
you
gonna
over
get
the
over
hump.
that
I
hump
don't
with
know
you.
everything about trucking, but I got enough to get you over the hump. So check this out, man.
Absolutely. If you can't get over, I'm gonna get over there with you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Say, man, y'all, tell me, or just tell the people who listening and all of that. Tell us how did y'all get started? How did you decide to? How long you been in trucking and how did you? Why did you decide to get into transportation?
Well, man, I'll put it this way. I've had an itch for transportation since 2017. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually a car guy, still working full time job. Want to drop that gym right there too, man. If
Mm-hmm.
keep your main thing your main thing, and like I said, you grow your secondary into your main thing. But I'm a car guy by heart. Selling Chryslers and Chevrolets and stuff like that. I notice people coming in buying hot shot trucks, and they talk about what they make and this, that, and the third, and how things are. So I, picked up on dispatching first. I wanted to dispatch, but I kind of couldn't get my foot in the door. And
Mm-hmm.
3 years later, I was brought together by old college football, high school football teammate. Me and Jet Life, we went to high school together, so that's the connection. And
Okay.
he just so happened to be driving. I just so happened wanted to get something started. Man, we
Mm-hmm.
put our heads together, man, and we started this thing. We have transport. We've been off the ground since officially February 27th of 2020. That's why our authority went active. And honestly, if anybody want anything to know about COVID trucking, bro, we jumped in right in the heart of it. When I tell you we got our insurance. We had our authority authorized. We had the truck, brand new Ram 3500 ice transmission, 4-wheel drive, the works. Gooseneck trailer, 40-foot, big text. We had it all ready to go. Had a dispatcher, and as soon as we got ready to pull the trigger, they shut the country
Cold.
down.
COVID.
They shut it down. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
how we got together as an organization. Jay, if you want to go through your driving experience and stuff, man, by all means do so.
Okay, man. I've been a driver for going on about 6 years now. Um, I got into trucking because man, that's something I always wanted to do as a kid, man. Like I said previously before, it's just something about those
Mm-hmm. He froze up. He'll be back.
Yeah,
He'll be
man,
back.
I heard
and
stories
also,
so
man,
many
it
times.
helps. It helps with the peace of mind too, man. Because a lot of times when you're at home, a lot of stuff get jumbled up in your brain, and you don't have a way to release it or let it go somewhere. So the road just kind of it helps me with that, man. It helps me free my mind, gather more thoughts to better myself, my company, my family, other families as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that's That's what made me get into it, man. It's a $1 trillion industry, man, and we just want a little small piece of the crumb of the pie, man.
Say, check this out. You said something interesting when you said you get you a peace of mind on that road. Say, bro, you don't know. You don't know how many days I drove. I drove over the road for 13 years.
Mm.
I've been driving going on. I've been in the industry going on over 21 years. I've been driving for 18. Bruh, you don't know how many days it rained in on the inside of my cab.
Oh
You
shit,
know what
yes
that
Wow.
mean, right?
sir.
You
I
know what
understand
that
what you
mean?
mean. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All
Yes, sir.
right.
Boy,
All right.
the
So
rain don't
so
ever stop though. It'll get to a little drizzle, but it don't never stop.
yeah. Well, it gotta stop because if it don't stop, you can't get the way you going. So and that my point is you touched on somewhere. It say it gives you a lot of peace of mind, right?
Hmm.
So let me ask you guys, what lanes do you run? Do you run? Are you running 18 wheelers? Are you running flatbeds? Or I mean, hot shots? You doing a little bit of both? What your company consists of?
So, just kind of give you a background. We started off with a hot shot. As we went
Okay.
back to our store, jumping out there March of 2020, we had the hot shot, paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
We did have it financed. We can talk about all that because all the financials are crazy too because of what's going on around us. But we started out with
Mm-hmm.
the hot shot, and COVID shut us down. We ran for a couple of months, and then you still had that COVID inconsistency. You know, closed, open. Some shippers are not receiving. Man, we even ran calls for a certain point as far as the hot shot. But what happened was, we bagged up and looked at the money situation, and at this
Mm-hmm.
time now we talking October 2020. I don't want to get it out of context because people will say, "Man, ain't no way
19.
you buying trucks for that cheap." And so we step up and we get the Freightliner Cascadia, double bunk, 72-inch, automatic, 593,000 miles. We paid less than 40 grand for that truck. Now we know that's unheard of right now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we made
Yeah.
that transition, and we were talking about doing it, but financially it made sense because we paid almost 53,000 for the Dulo, and now we
Mm-hmm.
less than 40 grand for the semi. We getting more loads, we getting more money. The gas mileage is virtually the same. The maintenance
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit higher, but at the same time you get extended period between intervals and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it made
Mm-hmm.
sense. So that transition began. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm an expiring fleet owner. We only have one truck, and we'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about that too because scaling right now is, man, is almost suicide to scale right now because of
Mm-hmm.
higher equipment prices, higher fuel, drivers
Mm-hmm.
paying hot potato. Which if you do that, that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
it made sense to hop out of that hot shot for me personally. Because I'm not driving that truck. And one thing I will say, everybody wants to aspire to be a fleet owner. Respect that driver, pay that driver, understand what condition that driver had to operate in. Because once I looked at how he had that dude set up, I said, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't sleep in the back of no dude. We need to do something different, bro. And no
Mm-hmm.
disrespect to people that do it, but
Mm-hmm.
man, everything made sense for us to make that transition. So we are currently running full freight 18 wheeler cab car scales up to 80,000, and we're doing flatbed freight. But Jet, jump
Mm-hmm.
in, man. Put your words on the two, bro, because you the heart of the operation, my dude.
Man, that I could just go and tell anybody, man, that dually is not it at all. I
Tell
don't
them why.
I don't recommend that for nobody, honestly, man. For one, you work all day, you drive all day, and then when it's time to get some rest at the end of the day, man, you in a box. I'm short, and I was still claustrophobic. So, man, it's not comfortable laying down in a truck sideways or whatever. And then when you want to stand up and move around, you got to get out the truck. You never know what the weather is out there. Then a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you at the truck stop, you got all kind of foolishness going on. You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
get out of that just to try to get a little piece of air or whatever. So that was the deal breaker for me. And also, man, it's so hard to try to find decent loads on the high shot as well because you don't get the full weight of the load, man. You really getting partial loads and partial weight, so it don't really scale out the best for you.
Yeah, I never was a fan of it. I mean, I know guys who making a nice living in it, but like you say, you work all day. You know what I'm saying? You work all day. So you said something about a fleet being you aspire to be a fleet owner, right? What makes you want to be a fleet owner? Because what reason why I ask that is because I own my own truck also. Right back in 2008, I had my own truck, and I seen what owner operators go through when they're vetting drivers, when they're trying to get drivers in, and it's hard. Bless you, bro. It's
I
hard
appreciate
to trust. I found out how hard it was. I don't want nobody driving my personal vehicle, let alone a 80,000 pound vehicle. What man? Just on that notion alone, what are you aspiring to be a fleet? Why are you aspiring to be a fleet owner?
Man, but I'm gonna step in before he even answer that, man. By me being a driver, I'm not hiring nobody that ain't like me at all. No, not.
You ain't gonna have no drivers because
That's
if you
fine.
think about it, it only made one of you. They only made one of you. So guess what? You gonna have to trust somebody.
Man, that's a hard game, man.
Yeah, but let me
That's
put
it's
something on you. Let me put something on your head. Somebody trusted you.
true.
Somebody trusted you. So you gonna have to extend that same trust to somebody. I know it's
agreed.
hard. I know it's hard,
Hmm.
but you gonna have to. And I guarantee you, 3 out of 5 gonna be gems for you. If that's who you are, you probably gonna run through 5. And I'm gonna speak this over it. 2 of them gonna be bad. 3 of them gonna be good.
Well, cuz we already down one, Jet. We already down. We already down one, man. Man, we already down one. But
we
hey,
already down one. But
it happens, and people are people. That's what you got to understand, especially in the shortage, and like I said, to me, it's a perceived shortage because at the end of the day, you have lots of qualified drivers out there. You got people, you know, this, that, and the third in different companies. But to answer your question to stay on topic, that's one reason me and him are partners right now because I can trust him. It's a lot that he doesn't know. I mean, it's a lot that I don't know about a truck that he does. That's why we
Right.
partner. He don't work for me. I don't work for him. We work together.
Mm-hmm.
He is not my employee. I am not his employee. We work together. And what we learned is the reason our relationship is what it is because when he tell me something, I believe it. I actually dispatch the truck for him, but I don't just send him on the wild goose chase. I don't say, hey, you going this way, you going that way, you doing this, that, and the third. No, I respect what he needs to do and what he has to do. If you got somewhere to be at the house Friday, bro,
Mm-hmm.
let's get you to the house on Thursday. If you
Mm-hmm.
tarping too much, man, or you don't want to run a tarp load,
Mm-hmm.
hey, let's find something else. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what inspired me to be a fleet owner, I guess the answer to the question is the fact that, of course, income, and I'm not going to say
Mm-hmm.
I buy into, the hype that's out there as far as, what people making this, that, and the third. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that, you're not going to get rich overnight in trucking, but at the same time, you put the correct work in and you do the correct things, it can lead to income. So
Mm-hmm.
one of it is, in a sense, you can say passive income, but at the same time, it's not passive because I do IFTA, I book
Mm-hmm.
loads, I
Mm-hmm.
submit
Mm-hmm.
invoices, I handle compliance. I learn
Mm-hmm.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just because, a lot of people want to, automate and scale, but you need to learn what's wrong and learn what's right. So if it is wrong, you know how to fix it. But
Right.
answer the question flat out, man. Income potential. I wanted to be a fleet owner. For we want to be fleet owner for income potential. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
it is. But we're learning that now with everything. COVID has shook up everything. Housing,
Right. Right.
automotive, trucking. Nothing is the same. So even in our approach, we have to take a step back and punt sometimes and look at, what's the overall goal of the situation. Because one thing about owning something that most people don't tell you, man, a lot of it is
Mm-hmm.
damage control. It's damage control, man. Just like you own it, it's damage control. So I hope I
70%,
answered
huh?
your question. I hope I answered your question. I hope Jet answered your question, man. But if we didn't, make sure we cover everything. We want to help people.
Now, see, you know what? Because it ain't a right or wrong answer to why people want to do something. I just want to get your input and your take on your moves.
Yes,
That
sir.
way, if somebody is watching this later on, guess what? They can put that in their toolbox and say, okay, because that's what I did as a driver, right? When I first started out, I know I didn't know nothing. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? So what I did was every problem I came into, every advice I got from another driver, a seasoned driver, I ain't have enough pride to say, hey man, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, all of those other drivers pointing to me just kind of added to my toolbox. You did what I'm saying? And so
Absolutely.
that just made me a better driver down the road. So y'all got a good dynamic going, bro. And I tell people it's always good to have a good dispatcher and driver relationship, which y'all automatically got that because y'all co-owners. Y'all own the company together, right?
Hmm.
So what was one of the biggest headaches that you guys found in starting the business, other than hitting COVID? What was one of the biggest all the way up to this point? What has been one of the biggest headaches that you guys have encountered?
Getting somewhere and had the deadhead the whole next day.
Yeah.
If you know what I
Well,
mean. He got a deadhead a whole day just to get another load.
For real?
You know what I'm saying? You done got somewhere, man. There ain't no loads in the area. You got a deadhead about, I don't know, 2, 3.5 hours or maybe longer just to get a load. So that
Mm-hmm.
right there is a headache in itself,
Yeah.
especially at this
Yeah.
time because the fuel is so high
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the load that you done just dropped off, you done pretty much just almost washed that away and fuel trying to get to another spot to pick up something else.
Right. Right. Right.
yeah, and
From the financial
really,
side, from the paper side, what was it for you?
I'm glad you said that because what I was going to say, the way our dynamic kind of works, he
Mm-hmm.
deals a lot in the day-to-day operations in the rig.
Mm-hmm.
I work a back office support type role, so
Mm-hmm.
I tell you from a financial standpoint, it wasn't that bad because COVID had hit because we got out there beginning of 2020. We was established right at the beginning of 2020, so I dropped some gems while we in. So buying the initial truck, the Ram 3500.
Mm-hmm.
Get finding that particular truck with the IC transmission, which is the heavy duty trans. I tell people all the time, I'm in the car business. Don't get that Ram and it's got that RF transmission in it. It ain't built to do that work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Don't get a medium duty truck. It's not built to do
Mm.
that work. The medium duty trucks are built for payload. That's why you
Right.
see a lot of medium duty
Okay.
vehicles.
Put a pin right there. What is a payload?
Payload is what's on your back. That's like a backpack. So
Okay.
payload is
Okay.
going to be a
Okay.
backpack versus you dragging a wagon. So
Okay. Okay.
the medium duty trucks are built for payload. They built for specific beds, emergency service vehicles. They're built for bucket trucks, stuff like that. They're not built to haul. If
Okay.
you
Okay.
notice, a lot
I
of your
just
medium. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I just want to let you give a definition to somebody who might be listening to what a payload is and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead with your.
Absolutely. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
put this out here because I see a lot of them on the road. These 45 and 5500s, man, they not built to haul. They built
Mm-hmm.
for payload. They're
Mm-hmm.
actually tuned down versions of the, big power 3500 Ram engine. It's the same displacement, it's the same engine. It has different tuning because it has different responsibilities. Medium
So
duty
let me
truck.
say this here. I
Go ahead.
can appreciate your knowledge on that. You dig where I'm coming from? I can
Absolutely.
appreciate your knowledge on that because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say y'all. Let me just say this: y'all went in there with a hell of a dynamic. You got a silent partner that's growing like a tree. You can't hear a tree growing, right? So you
Right.
got a silent partner. You got a guy that's still in the car industry, but he know about what it is he's going to need in order to run that rig. And then you got a driver that's know what he doing on the road.
Man, we came
Y'all all
together.
sleep easy. Y'all can sleep
We
easy.
Let me tell you something. It ain't an easy sleep because I done got that call at 4 in the morning from Georgia telling me our other driver we hired had three
Uh,
trucks walked in at the truck stop and he decided he don't want to move. I done had that call, so I ain't gonna say we can sleep easy.
Oh boy.
But hey, if you don't, you plan to fail if you fail to plan. Put it that way.
right,
You know,
right,
Mhm.
so
right, right,
we put
right,
our
right,
heads
right.
together. We get opinions on different things, but everybody they specialize in something. You know, silent
Right,
partners going to
right.
specialize in capital. We need something. He said, "Hey, go to the bank. It's done." You know, that's kind of how we got into our semi truck. But
Right.
just to get back into what we need to get back into, I was saying the medium duty trucks is not what you want. If you need something with, it's gonna support the load, just put some bags on 3500, man, because the capability from a power standpoint is not gonna be there. But financially, when we bought that truck, we financed that truck 0% for 36 months. And let me go ahead and drop that gem out there too. It's harder to do that right now because of elevated prices. I get that, but you're driving a depreciated asset, especially a 1-ton pickup truck.
Mhm.
Man, if you run the miles like you're supposed to, you'll have 180, 200,000 miles on that truck within 18 months. And if you're going 72 months to pay for that thing, you're going to be morbidly upside down from a financial standpoint on something that's actually tearing up. It's going to cost you more money to keep it in the street than to buy you a new one. So get yourself on the accelerated pay plan if you can, regardless of what you're driving for that situation. Because if you need to back up and punt, you can get rid of that truck and do something different. Or if you want to ride it out, you halfway done. But you talking about insurance, Progressive in Mississippi, they raping us a new one, bro.
Mm.
7 grand down on insurance, $27,000 a year. It's a lot of things going on with that. We were a new operation. If you're signing up for your DOT number, the day you put in for that DOT number or the day it go live, everybody's gonna call you from the Wazoo claiming that they with Department of Transportation trying to get you to
Mhm.
sign up with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna put that out there, man. Get you a drop email, get you a drop cell phone, so these people are not calling you, trying to get you and soliciting you for services that you can do on your own. And you know that for a fact, man. As far as your blanket of coverage and all this stuff, we set it up on our own because we took the time to do the research. So, but yeah, financially, fuel cards, we with loves on the fuel card. Had to set that up. Tax ID number, state Department of the state as far as the Department of Revenue setting up, Secretary of State, cab cards. You know what I'm saying? Go and get your cab cards. All that stuff
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
financial. So it's not hard, but you needed some bread to get started.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
You
I
need bread. Most
need
definitely.
bread. I'm talking about if I had to give an estimate on the low end, man, I'm gonna say, hey, you access to about 50 grand, and that could be a combination of cash and liquid. I mean, credit and liquid, because you're gonna need it, man. You're gonna need it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Hey.
rainy days come.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna say this one thing right here. As a co-owner, man, get your hotel car. Get your car so you can go get your hotel. Don't sleep in that dually no more. I
Oh
know
no,
y'all ain't got it.
sir.
I know y'all ain't got it. Put that boy up in
No
the
sir.
hotel.
No sir.
But you know what?
And see, I disagree. I don't really just disagree with the whole hot shot thing, man, because you throwing away too much money getting hotel rooms, man. Like it's a losing situation for me. I mean, a lot of guys are comfortable with sleeping in a pickup truck.
hmm
I'm just not, and there's a lot more people like me, so
But you know, a
I
lot of
can't
them.
agree with it.
But you know, a lot of them don't. See, for me, I can't. It don't make no sense for me to run 300 miles. A lot of them just do 300 miles intervals. You know what I'm saying? They make a circle, and then they, of course, they running like they driving a car.
Hmm.
So they running. They just running coming on back and they getting high shot loads going to pipe that need certain fittings right that day. You dig what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And so a lot of them making okay money, but I was like you said, I was never into that because me, I was always, man, if you're gonna put me out there, put me out there. You dig what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I'm gonna run from Houston to Long Beach, and then I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back to Houston by first day Saturday morning. You dig what I'm saying? So I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. So let me know this here. When you had that, you say you had to let a driver go. What was one of the things that you had said, man, look, I can't do this no more with you. From
Man,
an
From the
owner,
car.
from an owner, from two owners, and you got an employee, and you want to help this brother out or lady out because you know everybody got to eat, but at some point you costing the company money. What's one of those things that just made you say I can't do this no more?
well, man, the situation was, I'm one not to call no names out of just decency,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah. Right.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna discuss. I'm not gonna talk about nobody that don't have opportunity to defend themselves. But I will
Right.
give you the situation and its facts, no problem.
Right.
Um, man, so
And matter of fact,
right,
as a matter of fact, don't talk about that situation. Just tell me what it is with that from two owners that would just make you say, bro, I can't do this no more. Not even that
well,
situation.
and it's like it's not that I don't want to mention that situation. I respect your show, but to give context and answer your question and give the people
Right.
what they need, I have to go specific on the
Okay.
situation
It's on you.
because
Okay. Okay.
it was a last straw, and Jet, you agree with me? It was a last straw situation to where, you know, we made reservations for this particular person. They actually moved from here to Georgia to actually work, and we stepped out on a limb because we like all our trucks to stay at least in the same area so we can, have hands on with them, but
Right.
he had to move. We say, hey man, we got you. If you want to move, go ahead and move. We'll work it out.
Right.
But long story short, once we worked out parking, everything for it. So long story short, like I was telling you before, man, he parked the trucks and for the three different trucks at the yard, and they were blocking people in. And the dude called me at 4 in the morning, which is 5 in Atlanta time, because he's trying to pre-trip, get on out there, beat the traffic and
Mm-hmm.
all that. He
Right.
was like, man, y'all stuff in the way, man. And
Mm-hmm.
last straw was the guy, and I haven't verbally talked to him to this day. He was like, man, look, man, I'm not going out there. I don't know what y'all gonna do. This, that, and the third. And
Mm-hmm.
he left the truck out there, man. And it's like, I, I, and I had to bring the situation up to kind of
Right.
give
Right.
the
Right.
context of
Right.
it. Yeah, that's the last straw. When I mean, if you mess something up and you're not willing to go out there and fix it, no hard
Right.
feelings, bro. But man, we got to do something different. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you're not
Yeah.
working with us and you're not, helping us out, because at the end of the day, one reason that one of our owners is a driver because
Mm-hmm.
he knows that the dynamic is the same. The same standard for him is the same standard for everybody. The same pay plan for him is the same for everybody.
Right.
That man can
Hmm.
drive and make money if he wants to, and he does. You know what I'm saying? And it's the
Right.
same
Right.
plan. So that's a respect thing.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you've been in the game 20 years, and me coming in as a fleet owner or aspiring fleet owner for 1 year, and I try to tell you something, it gonna go in one and out the other because I don't know what you go through on a day to day basis sitting inside the cab of that truck, whether that be breakdowns or that be home life and all that. So one reason me and Justin are partners because once we do grow our fleet, he responsible for that. And they gonna respond to him differently because he has the experience and he know what he talking about from
And that's
experience,
what
not just talking.
right. And that's the question I want to ask him right now. And from a driver standpoint, and from a I'm gonna just call you safety and compliance. You did what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Might
saying?
as well.
I'm gonna call you safety and compliance. What would what would you got a ten truck fleet? You got 10 drivers under you. What could a driver do in the truck that would have to have you to say, hey man, I gotta pull you? Just from your
Um,
experience. Just from you as your experience.
I need you to be on time for one.
To drop saying
Um,
pickups.
yes, drop
Mm-hmm.
in pickups. You have to be on time because if not, that goes against us. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, for yourself, man, a lot of people want food with you if you're always late.
Mm-hmm.
And secure your load. If your load's not secured properly,
Mm-hmm.
that's a straw for me. Um, being under compliance, man, keeping your truck up to date like you're supposed to, make a DOT check for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not keeping your truck up to date like you're supposed to, that's gonna cost us money.
So
That's
so
gonna get
speaking
you
of
shut down.
speaking on DOT, what what is the company responsibility for, like they coming up with the 72 hour check here in, I just spoke on, I think it's in May, right? They coming up with the 72 hour road check side, roadside inspection. Me as a driver, I get pulled over, and let's just say I got a bad light. I got one of the airlines bad under the truck, right?
Hmm.
Who does that ticket fall on, the responsibility of that ticket when it comes to paying that ticket? Who does that fall on within your company?
That falls under the driver because the driver has to do his pre-trip every day, post-trip, pre-trip, and post-trip every day. It's your duty to check that truck out while it's on the road. Now, when that truck is not moving, it's on me because I have to get out and check those trucks when they come in every week. But that driver is gonna have to be responsible for that. Not at least, we put something in the clause later on down the line, first offense, second offense,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so on.
That's cool. That's cool because a lot of drivers, and I'm gonna back up just a little bit to what Mario was saying. That's your name, right, Mario?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Matter of fact, you got the same name as my childhood friend, Mario Harris. You just spell Mario different. You got an E.
Wow.
He just
Small
do it
world.
with an R and an O.
Small world.
Yeah, man. So backing up just a little bit, you were it was a question posed on Instagram from one of the truckers, and he was saying what is one of the things that you wish could get better in in trucking. And for me, it's always a better commitment between owner and driver and owner. And what I mean by that, what you were just speaking on, was the guy wasn't committed enough to even be man enough to say, "Hey, man, I'm done. I'm gonna get you your truck back." You know what I'm saying? Let's work this out. Even after you guys committed to him by getting him set up down there,
Hmm.
Correct.
running out of Atlanta, right?
Hmm.
Exactly.
That's a commitment. That's a commitment
Absolutely.
from the company.
Correct.
And bro, and see that's what I was talking. That's why my answer was like that, because when a company makes a commitment like that to me, right? As a man, that's why I say everybody not you. It's only one of you, right?
Right.
As a
Right.
man, I'ma say, man, these dudes here, I wanted to move to Atlanta. They wanted me to drive enough for them. Man, they didn't pay for a spot for the truck. Da 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 da. Man, let me handle this like this my truck. You dig what I'm saying? Let me treat this truck like it's mine.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Cause anybody walk up there, hey bro, who truck? This is my truck, man. What you want? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a commitment I have to the company.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was my answer, because it seems like nobody is committed to nobody nowadays.
I totally agree with that, man. That's what goes on with a lot of these company drivers, man. They get sucked in by this bonus that they give you and don't tell you that you got to drive to the other side of Europe just to get that money. But so, man, be 100 with your driver, man. Always, man.
Mm-hmm.
Be professional, man. Just be a man or a woman enough to
Mm-hmm.
have to have those uncomfortable conversations with. You know what I'm saying? You let your owner know, or whoever you driving for, let them know what you got going on in your life, man. Chances are they are willing to work around you. You know,
Right, right, right.
put different things in position to make your journey good for you and make our company grow as well. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to
Mm-hmm.
have positive vibes, man, good vibes. We want everybody to feel like they at home when you're dealing with us. We want you to feel like you family. So what family do? Family take care of each other. So we
Right.
want to take care of our drivers, man.
So what's the typical out and back home time? Is it 2 weeks, 1 week, a month? Well, what's your running schedule looking like?
Me, I come home every week because we have found some hot spots in our lane that can get us
Out and
out
back.
of home and back out and back every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't all about running big miles to get your money, man. You have to
Mm-hmm.
plan properly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Build your relationship with your brokers, cause that's who gonna help you, man. Looking at that load board all the time, man, that right there gonna run you upside down.
You're upside
'Cause-
down, and that's why I tell people all the time. Me and my wife started a trucking academy, and
mhm.
so the foundation of it is dispatch and brokering. That she teaches dispatch and brokering, and so and also she has her own brokerage firm, and I do the CDL part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I keep people safety compliance and all of that. Hence 18 gear consulting. And so at the end of the day, like you just said, I don't think that it take you to run 6,200 miles a week to make good
No,
money.
no. Uh-uh.
Cause when I was
And
on
you,
that road, bro, I'm gonna tell you the longest I stayed out was maybe 7 days. That's the longest
Mhm.
because it didn't take. And another thing that it save on you on breakdowns. Now I have less opportunity to break down on the road and have to call roadside assistance.
or roadside assistance
Talk
is
about it.
not
Talk
playing.
about it. Cause it looked like it hurt your heart when I said
Well,
Oh
man,
boy.
it's a cuss word, bro. Let me tell you something. You don't. That's why you got to have some money because you paying for that inconvenience,
hmm
and then they gonna tell you up. Man, that loves out there come out there and do a steel tie on you in the
Man,
middle
you
of the bonus. You done, cuz. You done. You done.
yes,
You know.
sir.
But you have to be prepared for that. And those things will happen. They do happen sometimes. But at the same time, like you said, man, you need to minimize that. By
hmm
managing what you can manage. The one thing
hmm
about us, Justin or anybody who drives for us can run as much as they want to a degree. We need to have that truck back in and look it over. We're not just
hmm
going to run it till the wheels fall off. But if you're a
hmm
2 week person, that's good. If you're a weekly person, that's fine. Because we respect the life you
Home
have
time.
outside of trucking.
hmm
Because that's one thing I will say to anybody who's buying trucks and trying to just throw drivers in there and talk to them all kind of crazy, trying to get them a ridiculous percentage or rate per mile. Look, respect these people. If you
hmm
don't hear nothing else on this podcast, respect the people that are driving these trucks, man.
hmm
We know what happened with the guy in Colorado. I'm not gonna say he was disrespected, but at the same time, I mean, you saw the video, you saw what happened.
Well, let's talk
So
about that. Let's talk about that because, like I said, we got an academy, right?
Mhm.
And now with the ELD, the new ELDT rule that was supposed to go into effect way in 2019, now it's in effect right now as of February 7th, right? Whereas a new driver coming in, you have to go through a training. You have to go through a training, and it's amazing how many people will call you and say and ask you, "Do you have the training in Spanish?"
mm,
Back to what you were just saying about Colorado. Now, I did an episode on that. I talked about that because that's what I do here. any topic that people think that they missed, I go in deep on it, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I go in deep on it. I talk about it. I try to hit the morals, the values, and everything, a part of it. And my opinion was this: the trucking company was out of Houston, right? Based out of Houston. This young man, one of y'all got y'all YouTube on in the back.
I don't. Do I need to?
No, no, no. I hear echo.
No, it
It's
ain't me.
coming. Sound like it's coming from your end.
Is it coming from me? Hold on. All right, let's see something. Okay. So that young man was from Houston, right? And so what happened was they said he was in court and he needed an interpreter in court. So if he needed an interpreter in court, that means that he can't read English or speak English.
Correct.
So how could he know what a runoff ramp was? He can't read English.
This is true.
Now you go back and ask yourself, how did you get a license and you can't speak or read English? Let alone a CDLA.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
And when they started the ELDT training, I found out what the problem was. They wanted the training in Spanish. Well, see, here's the kicker. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Here's the kicker. FMCSA doesn't mandate that you give anybody the test in their language. It doesn't mandate you give it to them in English, right? They leave that up to the state. If the state wants to administer that test in their language, they can. FMCSA hands are nowhere on it. They leave it up to the state. And that's the problem. Some states give it to them in Spanish, and then they get their CDLA, get on the highways. There's no signs. My argument is this. Everything you do when it pertains to CDLA, not just a regular license, the CDLA should be in English. Why? When you get on that thoroughfare and you get on that highway, you're not going to have no traffic signs in Portugal, German, Spanish, or French.
Russian. They hauling too.
Russian. It's not going to be not one. Everything's going to be in English.
Correct.
And that's the reason why I feel like everything you do when it pertains to a CDLA has to be in English. That's just my opinion. But who am I?
But
I'm just a
so
little-
who would be more at fault in this situation? The company that hired him, knowing that he doesn't speak English, or that driver not doing a proper pre-check on his truck.
That's
Well, and
that.
then too, if,
Go
if
ahead,
I
go ahead.
can, if I smell what you stepping in, based on the state requirement, FMCSA as far as the language, sound like he obtained his fraudulently based on him not having what he need to have, and and go back to what you saying, Jet on Florida pre-trip. If I saw the video correct, the dude was in what, a '99 Century or something, or FLD. He was in the older truck. He was flying downhill with 80,000 pounds on his back, and he brakes wheel fail. If you ain't downshift and catch it right, which I'm not here to bash the guy, but when me and Jet was talking about it, and trying to research it, I'm like, man, it
Mm-hmm.
don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But when you see the video of him flying down by people with all that weight on him, I mean, it's okay. It, I just, tragic situation. Still praying for the families involved, because at the end of the day, what happens happens. But
But it didn't stop there though. It didn't stop there. He got 100 years, right?
Hmm.
He got 100 years, right? The time, I, I, I wasn't in agreement with that, right? I feel like it was a excessive time, but at the end of the day, you can't go back and then just give him 10 years for that. So my thing with this here, they gave him what added up to the 100 years was this. And I don't know if you guys didn't know anything about law. They gave him 20 years for the four lives that were lost, and then the two people that were
Mhm.
that survived. They gave him 10 years apiece for, right? So my thing was give him all of that time, but don't let it run consecutively. So
Mm-hmm.
when you do time consecutive, that means you're doing it stacked. You do the 20, then you
Mm-hmm.
do another 20, then so that's how the 100 years come up, right?
Concurrent.
My thing was switch it to concurrent. Switch it to concurrent to where all of the time is running at the same time, which means he had 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So with all of that time running at the same time, he would have 20 years to do instead of 100. That was my take on it from a legal standpoint. Now the judge got mad because the governor stepped in and dropped it all the way down to 10 years, which that's their battle. I can look at it from both sides of the fence because I'm like, man, what if that was my family on the
Correct.
other end and I lost my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, how would I take that?
I take it a lot of ways though, man, because I see it every day how drivers are always in such a hurry for no reason.
Right, right.
I I have, man, I can be doing 75, man. Somebody shoot past me doing 100, 80,000 pounds, and I'm like, what? I got to look. I'm like, man, ain't no way you moving that fast for what, man? What kind of hurry you in? And it come down to drivers, man. That's always in a hurry for some reason, man. That load gonna get there, man. Just take your time, be smart. Um, you can't be in a hurry, man, to try to get no money because that quick money gonna always fail on you. Um, trying to see what
And
I can
so,
say, man. Just you gotta talk to them people, man, to let them know they can't call you all the time, rushing you. Where's this load? Where's this load? You gotta be able to cancel them out because they'll put you in a bind trying to get in a hurry to drop that load off, and the
right,
shipper
right,
ain't even stressing on it. But the
exactly.
receiver
Yeah,
ain't even
I mean,
stressing on it.
let me plug this in here too. When
Mm-hmm.
you have a Department of Transportation number and an MC, you
Mm-hmm.
essentially are a government employee.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing on your mind need to be safety. You need to get there safe. You got to get there safe. Anytime we dispatch, we trying to get as much cushion as reasonably possible. Because I tell those brokers all the time and those agents, crap happens.
Mm-hmm.
Man, me and Justin had a run to where he passed accident almost every day for a week and a half. So, be safe. That's the first thing. Do your pre-trip. Check all your stuff out. One thing about Justin, if it needs something, it gonna get it. And
Mm-hmm.
I respect that because you operating heavy equipment. So you know, like I say, it's just it's a lot going on with that. But I tell people all the time, make sure you're safe.
Yeah,
And that, at the end of the day, that money's no good if you're paying it out due to lawsuits, or it's no good if you're paying it out because of other things. Be safe,
yeah.
man.
And that's the argument that came up with the 18-year-olds. We're not gonna get too far up into that, where they are now allowing the 18-year-olds to go interstate, cross state line. Because as a seasoned driver, I say about a month and a half ago, I did a video on where a Amazon driver was in that same predicament. Right? He chose to go over the barrier head first instead of bolting in the traffic. He chose to go over the barrier, and guess what? He walked away.
Mm.
He walked away, all because some car cut him off. Instead of him swerving back into traffic, he made a sharp right, and his truck went over the barrier with the trailer still hooked to the barrier, and his truck did a nosedive off the freeway,
Wow.
and he walked away. God
Mm-hmm.
covered him,
Mm-hmm.
bro, for
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
saving
Absolutely.
other people, and I think that's what they're. I think sometimes, bro, when you vet these new drivers, I think that's what one thing you can't pick up on is experience. You can't pick up on experience, and that's one thing is hard to measure when you're that I found when you're vetting drivers is you it's hard to measure experience, and it's hard to measure maturity.
You correct. Correct.
Well, on that deal there with new drivers, man. Anybody that's a company owner, they need to get in the truck with their driver, man.
Do right by them.
Monthly, once a month, every other month. You need to get in that truck with your driver to see exactly what he's doing, man, and coach from there. You can't just throw him in the truck and think he gonna know everything. Even with older drivers, man, I got on the radio one day and I asked the driver, I said, man, how you feel about these new 18-year-olds that about to get behind the wheel? That man said, shit, the ones that's in the game 30 years can't even drive. So what I feel like, what I supposed to feel about an 18-year-old.
Exactly.
So
And
you
then
got
Man,
to get in the truck with them guys, man. You got to. You got to get in that truck with them guys, man, all the
and I
time,
think
man.
that's why it's a good combination y'all have because now Mario trusts you enough to have that same mindset when it comes to all the equipment. And I think when I say you could rest easy, I think you knowing that Jet Life have your back on that end helps you to sleep easy, and then Jet Life knowing that on the financial and the backside and the dispatch and the brokering side, he sleep a little bit easier knowing that you got his back over there.
absolutely. Speaking on that though, real quick. He see all this Raycon. Ain't no wizardry going on with us. We don't do that. Whatever they say it's gonna be, it's gonna be. He know his percentage. You know what I'm saying? We pay pretty good for what we do based on respect of what you're doing. If you gonna drive, we gonna pay. We're gonna pay.
Mm-hmm.
For a fact he's an example. So we hire anybody else on, they know how he get paid and he can testify to that. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He know he
Hmm.
gonna get his direct deposit every Friday morning, clockwork,
Mm-hmm.
and that respect has to be there. So but yeah, going on as far as his equipment and stuff like that, and the checks and balances. The reason we have our relationship because if something do happen, DOT gonna come knocking on our door and pull they gonna pull the logs, they gonna pull your fuel records and all this stuff. So I would tell anybody right now, get into the trucking game. That little new entry audit that you have is very important. But the real audit is when you have an accident and they break down your timestamps. Okay, this
Hmm.
accident happened XYZ. Why were you here? Let's pull your logs. Let's pull your rate confirmation. What you dropped. So
Hmm.
you have to plan ahead and you have to have your checks and balances in place because you won't be sitting in front of the government trying to explain why somebody died and then you'll fly by night operation just trying to make some money, man. It's deeper than that. I promise
Say,
you it's deeper than
man,
that.
I just kind of spaced off a little bit because you spoke on that. Government showing up at your door. I had a friend of mine that man, we work with him. My wife worked with him, and he just went through that a few months ago. He went through the very same thing you talking about. He went through it, and good dude, man, good heart. But I just don't think that business is for everybody. And so, and the thing that happened was, man, he lost the driver. He lost the driver, in the midst of the government showing up to his door. He lost a driver up there in Utah. You know what I'm saying? And that just kind of took me back because I got, like I said, I got an 18-year consulting, and when people call and get do the consults and want me to come in and do safety stuff and vet drivers and all that kind of stuff I'm always adamant about, man, making sure that you don't get red flagged by the by FMCSA, because once you get red flagged, it just puts you under scrutiny, and just have everything in order. You know what I'm saying? Have everything in order. Vet your drivers. Check their license. Right now, the way they just made a new law now, as drivers, we used to have to come in and tell our company about if we got a ticket. You know what I'm saying? If something happened with our license, right? Mm-hmm. Now they just passed the rule. It's not our responsibility. It's on the company. It's on the company. You know what I'm saying? It's on the company, and so at the end of the day, you just gotta check your drivers, and we can't monitor drivers on the road. You know what I'm saying? People put on a good face when they're in the front of you, right? They put on a good face. So only thing you can do is, what I do is, the first 30 days gonna tell me what kind of driver I got. You run for me 30 days.
Say that again.
If you run for me 30 days, it'll tell me what kind of driver I have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know if you're gonna be on time. I know if you're gonna be late. I know if I'm gonna have to make a phone call and say, hey man, something happened to the truck, make excuses for you. And if I have to do all of that, you might not be the driver for me. You see what I'm saying?
Respect.
So
see, that what goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, that I can't hire nobody that's not like me, because you have to be able to go through. You have to be on time. You got to be able to check this truck. You got to be able to know what's going on mentally and physically. You can't just be one of these new drive. Oh, I'm driving now. I got CDLs now, so I'm just finna run. It's a lot deeper than that. Mm-hmm. Than just driving.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, man, I've dug into you guys' business, and I appreciate you guys for giving me the moments out of your Sunday, out of your downtime, to come in and just kind of put your content on my podcast, on my platform, for somebody to see, for somebody to draw from. Just some gems. Y'all dropped a lot of gems in this episode for these guys. So I'm gonna take it right here. Say, what kind of stick you smoking on, man? What is that?
Man, this a Baccarat, man.
Ah. Yeah, I'm on
lavish.
Nah. Open my brain cells up, man.
Yeah, say I just got on one. It's called Undercrown. I'm talking about, it's nice. It's called Undercrown. It's in a blue. It's in a blue tube.
Okay.
That joint is nice.
Yes sir, man. Yes sir.
Joshua K say he appreciate the information that we sharing tonight.
Man, appreciate you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
Man, anything we can do to help people out, man, because we understand what's going on now. I'm sure you got some more topics, man, because we ready, man. We want to help as many people possible, man.
I want to get y'all opinion about this here, but see, Joshua, he hit me up. He just not getting the CDL. He going in to get a CDL, and I told him, I said, hey, bro, any hiccups, just hit me up and see. That's why I do the podcast. I don't care if it's 1 or 100. If I help one, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't need 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So we gonna jump into this right quick, man. Because I want to get y'all before I get y'all out of here. I want to get y'all take on this. So, human smuggling, don't do it, right? So
Absolutely.
this the article, right? It's a driver arrested for human smuggling. 48 people found in tractor trailer. Police in a city southwest of San Antonio arrested the driver of a tractor trailer when they found 42 people in the country illegally in the belly of a trailer. Six more were found in the cab of the truck, which was stopped about 7:45 Thursday. Uvalde police stopped the tractor trailer for a traffic violation and found the 48 people in the tractor trailer. Driver was arrested. So, my thing is this: how do you, as a company, ensure that your guy don't get caught up with that easy money, right? Because
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, it's easy when they offer you $5,000 a head, right? And I don't know if this guy, I don't know if he drove from Mexico and was coming into Texas. I don't know if he was a Texas driver. I don't know none of that. All I know is that it's not worth
Not at
it.
all, man. Not
That's
at
Well,
all
all.
I know, bro. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you what can happen. You get those 42, 48 people in your possession. Now they're your commodity.
hmm
So if anything happens to your commodity in your possession and those people being in the back of that trailer, guess what? Your commodity is not secured.
Absolutely.
man, and then you talking the commodity talk. Of course, it ain't no rate con. They telling you $5,000 a head, but man, who paying you? You
Yeah.
got to think about who paying you and what type of person is paying you. And
I'm gonna
first of
Hmm.
just.
all, let me put this out here: we don't fool
Mm-hmm.
around in Mexico. No Mexicano for us. No, I tell you that right now. We don't fool
But see,
No
that's
at
around.
what I'm
all.
saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. I used to drive from Houston to Brownsville. Brownsville ain't nothing but a hop and a skip and a jump across from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit Brownsville and they make it across, they'll pay you to get them to Central Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, right? And them dude, let me tell you something. Sometimes those guys like that, this not his first time doing that. Believe
Absolutely.
that. He
Absolutely.
got a manifest. He already know that he finna pick up 48 people. He already know that. He was in a gravel dump truck. Those big
Oh
gravel
wow.
dump trucks
Yeah.
where in the middle, the belly of it opens up to
Let me
Hmm.
tell
release
my
the
right.
gravel.
Yep.
Bro,
Hmm.
what if that safety or the mechanism would have broke in the middle and all them people fell through there?
Well, it been raining Mexicans all on the highway.
That ain't
Man, dude, the biggest thing is that
But
we go back to the trust thing, man.
mm-hmm.
Young driver, seasoned driver, whatever. Even people in life, man, because essentially you driving the 18 wheel of your life. Man,
Mm-hmm.
you got to make the right decisions, period, man. It's all about decision making. Just like that guy, instead of him cutting across traffic, he cut off right and actually drove over the rail versus going back in traffic. It's decision making. It's decision making, and to get to a point to where you got to make a bad decision like that, like you said before, you made bad decisions prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, vetting the driver and all that, situations arise to where you hard up for money or you find a so-called lick and stuff like that. Man, it's just nothing you can fool with, man. I.
right.
I'm trying to figure out who paying him this 5 grand because that got to be one tough guy that you don't want to cross over. That's why
See
that guy.
that ain't even only going on down there in Mexico, man. That happened a lot in Florida as well, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Them
Mm-hmm.
guys, man, take this package, man. I give you
Mm-hmm.
$10,000, man. You better get on from Ryan here, man.
Mm-hmm. And see
It,
and see that's what I was thinking too because at the end of the day, if they coming out of Mexico like that, then you have to say to yourself, "Damn man, did he get caught up by the cartel and it was either you do it or you die." You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? And so
Yep.
and so that's why I talk about stuff like this, because companies need to know how to protect their drivers. So when
Yeah.
their drivers get in those type of positions, they need to know no means no. I can't do it. We'll move on. And they need to know that, hey man, if you decide to move a package from Mississippi to Houston and you get caught on I-10 and you get my truck commandeered, you see what I'm saying?
You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get rolled up because that wasn't part of the plan. But also
Exactly.
the safety. If you do get jammed up and it ain't no question, yes or no, they just stick an AK to your head and say you're gonna run it. You need some kind of safeguard. You need some kind of
Right.
message or some kind
Right.
of call you need to make for that. So you know, we ain't thought about that because we run the flatbed. It's hard to hide stuff on the flatbed unless you're gonna roll up in the tarp. But you know, but but you bring about a good point, man. You know, you have to prepare for stuff like that because you just never
Mm-hmm.
know, man. But folks ain't asking no more. They say, hey, man, you
No.
gonna do X, Y, and Z. You
Yeah.
absolutely
Mm-hmm.
right, man.
But then
So I'm
that
glad you
also
brought that
go
up.
right, and it goes down to, man, who did I hire? Do I know him? You know what I'm saying? How's he coming to work? Is he coming to work fresh in his right state of mind? Is he going home getting enough rest? How's his home life? Do we have kids? Is he up all night partying?
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
On life,
Yeah,
on life.
you got to
It
know,
how
you
it is.
got to know who you dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I
If the
mean,
home right,
Absolutely.
if the home life is not right, you got an issue right there, man. And you need
right,
to talk to
Absolutely.
these people. They're not just tools. I keep going back to this. A driver is not just a tool. That is a human being. He's your number one partner. He is the heart of that operation.
bro. I appreciate
Respect
you
him
saying that,
or
man.
her respect him or her as such. Because at the end of the day, that's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know, anybody that come and work for transport, man, we don't mind if you aspire to be your own operator one day. We want you to have some kind of goal to say, hey man, I'm gonna build my money up so I can buy my own truck, get my own authority, do my own. Man, we ain't got no problem with that. Because if you ain't got nobody that's working with your company that's trying to grow, they have no drive. This is trucking is not no 9 to 5 because there's so many dynamic moving parts, man. And
And
it's dangerous.
you've been dropping so many gems tonight. I'm gonna drop a gem on you for your fleet. You get 3 drivers. You get five. Say you got 5 drivers, and you got a safety guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to know that every driver you hire aspire to be an owner operator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, they working for you 3 5 years driving that truck, right? You all of a sudden come up with a program. Hey, look here, man. I got a lease to own. He come to you and say, man, I want to own my own truck, man. I think I'm gonna move around. You ain't gotta go nowhere. You want to buy that truck you driving? Yeah. All right, come on, let's sit down. Let's get into a lease to own situation. Guess what? Now you don't work for me. Now you paying me to lease that truck. But guess what? While you leasing that truck, you are responsible for everything that happened to that truck. From the Rudy to the Tootie, from the insurance to the IFTA, you responsible for it. All you do is pay me for the lease. That way, these guys won't jump out there thinking, I want to be an owner operator, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they come and they thinking, oh, I made 15,000 this week. No, partner, you got to pay yourself 25, 35%.
It is.
You
We
25.
pay
need to
all
get
your
I
into
money.
that.
love. I like that 25 because,
We
like I
need to
said before,
get
I
into
like to stay at
financial.
25.
I hope you got questions about finance because if you don't, we need to talk about it because it's the topic of discussion right now. Because with the gas crunches, it's affecting finances. So man, run your program. Well, let's slide that in somewhere because that's some heavy stuff right there. But it's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah. And so when you get them like that, that way you still keep that good driver you had, and you still giving him the opportunity to be his own boss.
Correct.
You see
That's
what I'm saying? And you keeping them in house, and you keeping them moving, and y'all ain't missed a beat. I learned that early on when I had my truck. You see what I'm saying? That's just a
mm-hmm.
little nugget I thought, put in the back of your mind. If you want to, kind of run it through, just put it in the back of your mind. You be like, man, that's something to level up to. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That way you won't lose a good driver. You get what
Correct.
Right.
I'm saying? So, hey man,
Let
look
me
here,
drop
man.
something else in there real quick before we leave on that note when you're talking
Go
about
ahead. You
the
got it.
leasing.
You got it.
A lot of you guys need to understand. You need to really dig into your percentages that you're trying to get into with leasing on to these companies because they will get over on you.
Oh,
That
most
60,
definitely.
40, 80, 20, all that, man. You need to know your number that you need to have. You can't let them hustle you on the other end because they will end up getting 100% of you.
Yeah.
Why you thinking you're supposed to get 80%, but no, you get negative.
Oh
So
yeah.
Well,
know your percentages, man.
well, the thing is, too, you get on that program, you don't read your paperwork right. First of all, they'll tell you get 80% of the load, but they won't show you a real rate card. So you could be
Correct.
getting 80% or 80%, which ain't actually 80%. And then on top of that, if you run it too hard or ain't got the right equipment, you on the line just like you talked about, but in the back a worse situation, you on the line for all that equipment, fuel and all that stuff like that, but you ain't make your money because you ain't check your paperwork out, man, and you
Hmm.
know exactly where you at. So it's very important.
Yeah,
I
you don't
we see that
understand.
all the time too.
Right, you don't understand that you paying $1,500 for one tire.
Whew. Yeah, that roadside assistance part right
Yeah,
there, but
yeah, but see, you going through their roadside assistance.
Hmm.
Now you paying them $1,500 for a tire that they only paying probably $800 for.
Boy,
what they said at the casino, the house always win.
The house always
always,
win.
House
always.
always win.
So
Always.
so
So
say, hey man, man, look here, bro. I appreciate you guys, man, for taking y'all time out. I ain't want to take up too much of y'all time, man. Y'all done dropped a lot of gems on both ends, on the financial end, on the ownership end, and on the safety and compliance end, on the trucker end. And bro, I just want to say thank y'all. Is there any important words y'all want to leave with these young truckers on today? Anybody?
I'm gonna hit them on the finance side. But Jay, you hit them on the truck side if you want to, bro. I don't need finances, man. Uh, First of all, if you sign up for any program, anything like that, understand these people who host these programs, they're not responsible for your financial literacy. They assume that you know how to pay your own bills on time. They
Right.
assume that you know how to live within or below your means. They assume you understand that, hey, if you got to pay $93,000 for a Cascadia with 600,000 miles on it just to get started, you
You
need to
ain't getting
understand
started.
you might need to sit out for a minute. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? I don't need people getting into a panic because they sign up for these programs and not stuff and kind of hit the fan financially. You still have to use common sense. These people, the program give you information. You have to apply that with sound principle. So you going to buy a $95,000 truck with 600,000 miles on it, getting 0% finance. I mean 0%, 100% finance. It means that they require no money down because you had a CDL. Now you got a 1800 dollars note on the truck that's gonna need an in frame at 1.2. Your overhead is high. The freight's not adjusting. The gas is going up. Understand your numbers. We got a
Absolutely.
YouTube video on our platform where me and him sit and talk about those things. Equipment is at an all time high.
Oh yeah.
Trailers all time high. Fuel, man, going up by the day. So
Tires.
I'm tired. We just put $3,000 worth of tires on the trailer. You know what I'm saying? Understand your numbers, like you alluded to earlier. Pay yourself a percentage. You didn't make $15,000. You made probably $2,000 that week. You got maintenance fund. You got fuel to cover, rainy day, all that stuff. Pay
Yes,
attention to
sir.
your finances, man. And a lot of people, if you made some decision that wasn't just all that, we understand this is hard times out here. But back up, look at your financials. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to tell you we're a one truck operation, but one thing about us, we are sleeping great at night because we did not make any unruly finance decisions. When Jet need to go put 2,500, $3,000 worth of tires on the truck, he put them on there. It's covered. When we got to have a $2,500 fuel bill for a week, like we had with Loves, that's after the discount. We paid that. We not in no panic because we understand. It ain't about the
Mm-hmm.
Joneses. You grow your operation what's best for you. Just because everybody around you scaling, that's just like weeds in my yard. My real grass yellow, my weeds are sprouting up. Them weeds
Mm-hmm.
though, and they'll get
Hmm.
cut down in due time. Do what you're supposed to do. Manage
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Take care of your business like you take care of your business. You manage your household good financially. You manage trucking financially good. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
manage your own finances good,
Right.
your owner operator lease purchase program, all that's not gonna go well as well. So
Right.
that's
Right.
my 2 cents. I'm sticking to it. Jay, what you got, bro?
Man, it's real short with me, short and easy, man. It works for me, and it has been working for me for a long time. I do two pre-trips and two post-trips. My first pre-trip is I'm talking to God first before I do anything in that truck, man. Every morning, me and God got one-on-one time, man. Then
Man,
you do your
what?
pre-trip.
What? What? I'm
When
talking to
I
God on the drive over to the truck.
what? When I stop that truck at the end of the day, man, me and God finna have another conversation, man, because He got me to a destination safely,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do my post-trip. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I got for you, man. Keep God in there first. Don't do nothing without Him first, man.
Say, man, can't beat them last words. Can't beat them last words with a baseball bat. Hey, man, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the Freight Trapping Podcast. Hey, man, listen, you guys come back, check us out anytime. Hit me up. Hey, man, I can drop the link in there. We can cam up, talk about anything y'all want to talk about. Sometimes I just sit here and just talk to myself. And I like to talk so much, that's why I started the podcast, because my wife didn't want to hear it no more.
Say,
So
please
I
talk to
say, man,
somebody else.
yeah, yeah. So guess what? I talk to the camera. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, y'all welcome back anytime, any topic. If I'm talking about something, if I got a guest on, bro, if y'all just want to ear hustle, after we get through talking, I normally drop the link in the chat, bro. We can carry them up and just chop it up, man. Just talk about what's going on in trucking and all that, bro. But I really appreciate you guys for taking out the moment in your day, in your downtime to talk to me, Freight Trapping Podcast, baby.
Yo, gotta
Go ahead,
take it
bro.
easy,
Hey,
man. Transport, man.
Yes,
Jet
sir.
life.
transport, COVID trucking. Check out the link on YouTube. We talk about what's going on as far as financials and respecting your drivers and all that. Find me at
Well,
Superriogrande 86.
what's the
All
link on YouTube?
the YouTube is COVID trucking. You can
COVID.
actually click on it on our Instagram page. You can go to that link and you can actually watch that video, man. It's about 40-minute long, just dropping gems about our experience. He's got some footage as we talk in the background. Anything that helps. Like I said, we not no expert, but we're expert of what we've been through. And if it can help anybody, that's what we want to do. So
Absolutely.
thank you for having us on, bro. I think you saw my video when I was in Orlando
Yeah,
and the guy
yeah,
had
yeah,
the Freightliner hat, man.
yeah, yeah.
That was pretty strong. He sought me out. I didn't go find him. He works at Freightliner, and like I said, he said though the Transformers truck was there and everything. So, man, I appreciate you allowing us the opportunity to get on the platform and
Yes, sir.
just discuss some things. And like I said, if we could be a help to anybody, feel free to hit us up in our DMs. We're no strangers giving information. We just want you guys to prosper. We want y'all to be successful and be strong.
Hey man,
Absolutely.
you wouldn't be surprised um how branding plays a big part in conversation. Cause when I walk around my millionaire freight trapping hoodie on, and bro, boom, man, what is that? And see, people when they see freight trapping, they thinking, oh shit, he in a trap. Nah, bruh. A trap is I casted my net.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
I casted my net. A trap that a net is my trap. Like they told him, man, cast your net into the sea, and I fill it up with plenty of fish.
Man, there you go.
So
Hey,
guess
I like
what?
that, man.
So guess
You
what? I
do a
cast my
lot.
we casting our net on this freight.
Man,
Absolutely.
you do a lot of
Absolutely.
biblical principles on your page and stuff, man.
I
And
got to, bro.
man, I respect it. Let me tell people this, man. if God can give you the tools to do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people drop you. God will drop you in the forest full of trees, and you're gonna ask Him to build a house for you.
Mm-hmm.
God shows up when it's impossible. When the Israelite got to the Red Sea, we ain't part of no Red Sea, but we
Mm-hmm.
got to get to the point. Prepare yourself for your blessings. If you're trying to get in the truck, it may not be your season to cross that Red Sea right now. Get your finances together first. Sit out, wait till the
Absolutely.
equipment go down, man.
Get your
You know,
knowledge
don't
up.
be so, yeah, don't be anxious just to
Oh,
jump out,
absolutely.
man. Prepare. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And
but
when
let me
God,
ask you one something. You said something. Let me
yeah,
let me ask you. Even though you the finance part, are you steady asking him questions about that truck, and is he steady asking you questions about dispatching and broken because you guys want to make sure you know everything that you each other go through? Because you said something that was important. You said that if you don't have the finances right now, sit down because I keep going back. I did 10 years in the penitentiary, right?
Hmm.
So at that point, I couldn't do nothing, right?
mm-hmm,
As far
right.
as putting into play what was in my head, right? Guess what I did? Man, I learned everything about, well, not everything, but I read what I could about maneuvering a truck, what the truck consists of, what they expect from you. I learned about trucking, and I'm gonna tell you something. This not a fly by night for thing for me. Trucking is my career, is my passion. This is what I do. When I wake up in the morning and go to FedEx to drive, I don't wake up with attitude because I love what I do. Right now, I can go back to any trucking company that I used to work for, and they'll hire me back right now.
I believe it.
Right now.
Absolutely.
And
I
that's
had
the
my
way you
time with
have to be.
FedEx.
Yeah. That's how you have to be as a driver. That when you leave there, they miss your spirit.
There you go.
Oh, most
You know
definitely,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Most
They
definitely.
miss your spirit. And so that's why I say that it's so important that we build our relationships with everybody. That's why I named my consulting company 18 Gear Consulting, because I think it takes everybody to make gears go round.
It
If
does.
one
It
teeth
does.
is missing, it's gonna skip.
Oh, absolutely.
You're
No
right.
tabs on.
Absolutely. It's already to us. They all work
So
together.
hey bro, like man, we could talk all
Let's
night,
go.
bro.
We'll
Let's
be
go.
back.
Let's
We can
go.
go. We can go whenever.
You
Oh,
sure? It's up
I'm
to
here
y'all.
for it.
Let's
I'm here
go.
for it. I'm
Let,
here
let,
for
Let's
let's
it.
go,
go.
baby. I'm here. So
Let me answer the
go
question that you
go
asked.
ahead.
You said how do we communicate, like basically my cross duties. Since I do the finance and I do the dispatching, he does the truck. Man, I freeway with him on the phone while I'm talking to a broker.
Absolutely.
Just know how to dispatch his own loads. He know the credit check email. That's one thing. You dispatch and run the credit. Don't get caught. Run the credit.
Right.
Run the credit.
Yes,
He know how
sir.
to run the credit. The check to make sure if we ain't signed up with them that they legit. He knows how to actually call. He know what rate per mile needs to be. He know how to dispatch his own loads. From the finance standpoint, he sees everything we have. That man got an Amex with his name on it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
the relationships cross over. We are a partnership. He understand that the receipts on ill. You see the $2,300 fuel bill just like I do at the end of the week because it comes through the same email. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
we won't hide nothing from each other, man. That's the beauty of our dynamic. There's nothing I ever hear from him. That nothing he ever hear from me because
Correct.
man, we in this together. We in this
Right.
together. And
Right.
we 2 years plus strong, and we've had our ups and downs. We've been through a lot in this short 2 years. But
Hmm.
Say,
man,
man, look
it's
here.
go
Look
ahead.
here. Let me say this here, bro. If I'm not gonna book nobody for next week, man. If y'all want to drop in, I'm gonna do news you can use. I'm gonna get topics. I'm gonna do research. If y'all want to drop in and just chop it up, bro, come on
Oh,
back.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's
Absolutely, man.
Come on back. Come on back.
Absolutely.
push,
Drop
man.
in. I'll drop the link in, or I'll send it to y'all again in the DM. And bro, y'all just click it when y'all ready.
Boogie, man.
Absolutely, man.
Anything to help. Man, people, let us know if we helping y'all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we not on here bashing nobody. We not on talking down nobody. We trying to help. If
Yep.
I made a
Absolutely.
mistake, I would share my mistake because I'm very transparent. Because my
Yep.
mistake, me getting through them, are designed to help others, and
Right.
in hopes that you won't make the same mistakes. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we here to do, man. So now, let us know that we help. If you got any questions, hit us up in the DM. We'll do what we can. If we don't know, we gonna tell you. Because
Man, the pot is big enough for all of us to eat out of it, man.
Hey,
So
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna let y'all
understand
go.
why a lot of the. Go ahead.
No. Finish your thought. Finish your
No,
thought.
I don't understand how a lot of these older drivers, they don't like to share that knowledge with a lot of people, man. They want you to go out there and totally fail before they come up to you and like, I don't know why you did that. I'm like, man, I was asking you before, so why didn't you tell me?
Cause they think you taking something from them.
Exactly.
They think you taking
The
something from
pot
them, bro.
is big enough for all of us to eat out of this same pot, man. This is
Bro,
the biggest pot.
I'm not finna let a driver go down the highway knowing that he going down there wrong, because if when he get down the highway and he kills somebody,
That's on you.
guess what?
You gonna
Guess what FMCSA gonna do? Come up with another rule,
yep,
and
go slow
then
you down.
and then my conscience gonna be like, bro, I had the opportunity to say something and I didn't. Most of these drivers driving down the highway unconscious, bro.
hmm
Unconscious, just trying to, like you said earlier, just trying to get from A to B as quick as they can, and make more money than you. I heard a driver, and I'm gonna let y'all go after this. I was on a podcast yesterday, and I just jumped in and talked or whatever, right? And a young man said, "Hey man, I just got a job driving," but he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to the host, man. And he had a little e-cigarette in his mouth. He say, "Man, I leave tomorrow, man." He say, "So you good, huh?" He said, "What you mean?" I see what's that you got in your mouth? He said, "Oh no, this is just an e-cigarette, man. I've been clean for 30 days, man. I'm just gonna get in that trucking thing and get what I can get, man, and get on out, man, make me a little money." See, that kind of stuff we don't need, bro.
Hey, man, you is not getting in this truck.
He gon' hurt somebody. He gonna hurt
Man,
somebody, bro.
people handle their business the way they handle their business. How they take care of whatever they take care of personally is how they gonna operate when they got get behind the wheel or something. And that's just what it is. That's life, finances, everything. That's the thing. We're not just taking drivers and putting them in the trucks. It's people. And people are people. People have their ups, their downs, they
hmm
setbacks, their vices, and all that stuff like that. And you got to understand it. Like you said before, man, trucking is not for everybody. Business owning ain't for everybody. I
Mm,
mean, it's just not. Like I said, man, if you buy these programs and you ain't got yourself straight, man, you just throwing away some money because you can't apply it. You can't maximize it. If I'm gonna spend some money on something, I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna make it work, man. It, what you saying ain't surprising. I mean,
bro,
that's the people he got to look out for on the highway. That's the thing.
hmm
it's just, bro. Bro. It just get under my skin, and can't do nothing about it. People gonna be people. They gonna do what they want to do. But that's the
Absolutely.
kind of stuff I'm trying to make sure that, hey, bro, this ain't no game.
It's not.
You you either gonna you either gonna take somebody's life, or you gonna lose your life. Either way, because this is not a game, bro. You got an 80,000 pound missile you driving.
Yes, sir. Missile.
You got an 80,000 pound missile you driving, and these cats, bro. Hey man, thank you
We
guys,
know, man.
man. Thank
Yes,
you
sir. We
guys,
thank you,
man.
man. We
Man, we
thank you,
thank
Good.
you,
man, for
bro.
allowing us to come here, brother.
Man, yeah, man. We got Superriogrande on the screen. We got Jet Life on the screen, man. Y'all go check them out. Instagram, Facebook. Go to the YouTube. Go to COVID Trucking on YouTube. Check out some of the tips they drop. Hey man, and they will be back, bro. They gonna drop in, and we gonna chop it up some more. And man, we just gonna keep this thing going, man. I love y'all spirit, bro. I love the
Yes,
dynamic y'all
sir.
got, bro. I love that hustle, man. Y'all keep it going. Y'all got my support, baby.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you
Same here,
likewise,
man.
man.
All right, bro, man. Hey, man, y'all be peace. Y'all be safe, and we'll holler at y'all later next week, maybe. Maybe. It
Yes,
ain't.
sir.
I ain't holding y'all to it, but if y'all can, jump in.
No
All right,
problem,
let us
man.
know what we're talking about, man, so we can be ready. Cause I mean,
And
we ready.
I'm a DM you. I'm
All
a
right,
DM you the topics.
that'll work, man.
Info.
Appreciate it.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
baby. Y'all be safe.
Yep. Yes,
You
Peace.
sir.
too.
Too, man. Yep.
Man, shout out to Transport LLC, man. What a great interview. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed I hope you guys take away some of those gems they dropped, bro. And hey, man, all I know is that it take all of us, bro, to get this thing going, bro. It take all of us to help each other on this road that we call transportation, and to give our 2 cents, give our opinion, give our expertise advice, right? So that's how we doing. And I want to thank you guys for joining us here on the Freight Trapping Podcast. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go take care of my baby. I gotta spend time with my family, my wife. So I gotta go eat. So hey man, we gonna talk to y'all later. Hey man, peace.